Alright, this next one is called Londonderry. The way things lurk in the air here is so much more specific than the way one hangs a mug from a shelf in the city. It's electric. I can understand then this shuddering, cold interaction of things as they shiver, seize, and lock into place. Strung perflex trace their sidelong arc between two tall gray shagbarks and frame a stage for two log chairs and a stack of logs to counsel with a swell of dead leaves. Rustling in a pattern of hard and tiny rain, making pearls on the pearls of my cable knit sweater, smears from my hand on the now-ruined page. All right, this next one is called Irish Hunger, and I used to spend a lot of time in the Poets House Library, and if you're familiar with that area of Battery Park City, they have the Irish Hunger Memorial, and then you have that park in front of it that overlooks the Hudson. So the next two poems are about that location. Irish Hunger. Strangely like that pit stop ruin on the road to Machu Picchu, by way of Ayacucho when coming in from Cusco. A sun-drenched ascent with no surprises and no shade at the top. Whose masons better is hard to say save, I'd much prefer sitting here a while upon a rock called Louth, eating a cold lemon bar from a clear and loud plastic clamshell case with a white-ridged plastic fork that bends at the crust of the inlet where North End meets Vesey. Thank the Port Authority you can't quite catch Ellis, aisle by sightline or ferry from here. It's quiet, this America, where we have other crops than tots, like tots and soy, corn, and so let's settle down our sights on Staten Island or Westward Ho, New Jersey. There's Ground Zero directly left, the Embassy Suites and cobblestones, left or just installed there, to contrast the curtains and curtains of glass, or Chinese glass. I'm just gonna grab a water. The shores of Angoulême. In April 1594, the Florentine-born navigator Verrazzano led the French caravel La Dauphine to the discovery of the harbor of New York, and named these shores Angoulême in honor of Francis I, King of France, from a plaque in 334 by Thomas M. Dish, page 152. It's a sci-fi novel, so this is a reflection on an alternative history of New York while sitting on these benches in front of the Poets House Library. A mile wide and 100 north, 1,000 ships could sail. But where to? The upper bay? The Erie's not yet trailed. How these waters show the sky is cast on oiled hues just half, the blue yon lone clue to all her valley's hues. The Henry Hudson is all puffed up, still her Yogi Berra churning, earning and turning back to Newark, where office buildings are burning. Softly spake New Angoulême, wait before you go again. Tack down wind from slivered sheet. Keep up the corsair fandango. Repeat. At bay refrain, mon voyer du mauvais. Make up your mind if you've something to say. Oh, jibe ho, zag forth, a lee if you must. Turn leeward, prescribe me to be fabulous. Now reflecting the palette of Turner and girls like a brown teal glazed orange. Rose gold leaf flecked, always shifting peaks, and the rose-gulped canary yellow sun. Dragged by its corsage, a paler yellow smudge, and hangs at 6 o'clock a ring, a turquoise yellow silver string. Round and round the lower it goes, the whiter the yellow, the richer the rose. Staten Island's coral cast now is settled with the sun. All, save the edges of wakes, are still. Dusk changes mind and unwinds her locks,
while these tired eyes wait for the street lamps to light. A new world, pale gray, orange. Eerie, I saw Angoulême. My phone rang, and I left again. Ode to Eros. This one is inspired by a John Keats poem, Ode to Psyche. Psyche and Eros, it's the inverse. Eros, it must have been you I saw last night in my dream. But it was I this time who tripped and fell into your lap, it seemed. Before we interchanged lips, and, using your lungs for just a breath, becoming wholly lucid, I spied in our next movement your slightly crossed mint-white eyes, so open I swear to Zeus, they must have been painted by Ang. Paradise Now. If ever the composer blessed, a wanded hand, a brush of heels, the deft lilt of your palms attending, the dimming of the house lights low. If a memory can be a castle, upon its shelf you are the meadows, filled with sage a garden whispers, faithful prayers as dusky rose dips below a wall we know. For tearing down the steep step switches, posting past the split rail fencing, through the sage-filled garden, softly, softly scraping ankles lightly, lightly raising warm red scratches, ancient lines, a turret's blast, a boo who grazed my